You know, we hear the term smart cities thrown around all the time, right? But what does it really mean? It's not just about flashy tech or flying cars. It's about using data to build cities that actually work better for us, more efficient, more sustainable, and just better places to live. So let's dive in and see how it works.
I want you to just think about this for a second. What if your city could actually think? I mean, what if it could see a traffic jam forming and reroute everyone before it happens? Or shift power from one neighborhood to another during a heat wave, all by itself? It sounds like something out of a movie, but this is the reality being built right now. And it all starts with data.
And that brings us to the core problem. Our cities are producing an absolutely mind-boggling amount of data every single second. You've got traffic sensors, energy grids, public transit swipes, you name it. We are literally drowning in information. The challenge, though, is turning that chaotic flood of raw data into actual wisdom, into smart decisions that make a real difference in our lives.
So how do you bridge that gap between data and wisdom? You need a translator, right? A tool that can make sense of all this urban chaos. And for our purposes today, that tool is called Tableau.
The best way to think about Tableau is like the city's digital mind. It's this incredibly powerful platform that takes millions of scattered, messy data points and transforms them into a clear, understandable picture. It gives city planners the kind of actionable insights they need to actually improve how we all live. So what makes Tableau the right tool for the job? Well, a few things. First, it gives you these live, interactive dashboards, so you're seeing what's happening right now, not in last month's report. It can also pull in data from pretty much anywhere. We're talking IoT sensors on streetlights, mapping data, you name it. Then it uses AI to not just see what's happening, but to predict what's going to happen. And maybe the best part, it's built so that you don't have to be a data scientist to use it. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this look like in the real world? Let's break it down into 4 key areas, 4 pillars, where Tableau is already making a huge difference. And we're going to start with a headache we all know and love: traffic.
Right. Pillar number 1, smart transportation. This is all about tackling traffic, public transit, and even parking. By analyzing all that real-time data on traffic flow and bus schedules, cities can finally start to untangle that gridlock we all dread.
And the results? They're pretty incredible. We're talking about cities seeing up to a 30% reduction in congestion. Just take a second to imagine your daily commute with nearly a third less traffic. That's not a small change, that's a game changer, and it's happening because of smarter data management. For a fantastic real-world example, look at Singapore. They use Tableau to analyze data from 5 million daily journeys. By understanding how people were moving, they optimized their entire transport system and cut average travel times by a whopping 20%. That's a huge win for millions of people every single day. Now, this same kind of thinking applies perfectly to our second pillar: energy and sustainability. Let's be honest, managing a city's power and water is one of the biggest challenges we face, and data is absolutely central to solving it.
And this chart just says it all. By using AI to predict when and where energy is needed most, and using smart sensors to catch water leaks the second they happen, cities are seeing incredible results. A 15% drop in electricity use and a massive 20% cut in water waste. That's not just saving money, it's helping save the planet. Take Copenhagen, for example. They're already famous for their green goals. Well, they used Tableau to analyze weather patterns and energy demand, which allowed them to perfectly optimize how they distribute their wind energy. This is way more than just a little tweak. It's a strategic move that's speeding up their entire journey to becoming carbon neutral. Our third pillar is one that, no exaggeration, can literally save lives. We're talking about public health and crisis management. When an emergency hits, whether it's a hurricane or a pandemic, speed and accuracy are everything. So by using data to model risks and understand population density, cities can seriously upgrade their response plans. What we're seeing is a 50% increase in emergency preparedness. That means they're better equipped to protect citizens when the worst happens. A perfect and very recent example comes from Dubai during the COVID-19 pandemic. They used Tableau to analyze population movement data in real time. This let them see exactly where people were concentrating and, crucially, where the best spots were to set up testing centers for maximum impact. It's just a masterclass in data-driven public health.
Okay, and for our fourth and final pillar, let's talk about something that makes a city a place you actually want to live: your quality of life. This is where data analytics gets really personal.
So when cities use tools like Tableau to analyze things like citizen complaints or service requests, they can spot problems and respond way faster and more effectively. And the result of that? A 45% jump in citizen satisfaction with the city services they rely on every day.
And here's an example that I think anyone who's ever lived in a big city will appreciate. In New York, they analyze noise complaint data to pinpoint the absolute loudest parts of the city. This led directly to targeted actions that cut noise pollution by 25% in those residential areas. Think about that, a quieter, more peaceful life, all thanks to analyzing data.
So we've seen what's happening right now, which is already pretty amazing. But this technology is not standing still. So let's take a quick peek at what's just around the corner for urban analytics.
The future is getting even smarter. I mean, imagine an AI like Tableau Pulse that sends an alert before a water main breaks, or a Tableau GPT, where a city planner can just ask in plain English, where should we build the next park, and get a detailed analysis back in seconds. They're even working on metaverse integration, so you could literally walk through a new development in virtual reality before a single brick is laid.
All right, as we start to wrap this up, it's so important to remember the big picture. This isn't just about cool tech for its own sake. This is about a fundamental shift in how our cities are actually run, with people at the center.
I want to bring us back to this quote because it just nails the concept perfectly. Tableau isn't just another piece of software. It's becoming this integrated, intelligent core that helps the cities see, understand, and act. It really is the city's digital mind.
At the end of the day, why does any of this matter? Because this whole revolution isn't really about the data itself. It's about turning those millions of data points into better daily decisions for everyone. It's about empowering citizens to have a real say through these new platforms. And it's about helping us tackle huge global challenges, like the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. We've seen what's possible in places like Singapore and Copenhagen and New York. So the real question to ask yourself is, when you look at your own community, your own commute, your own parks, how could your city be smarter?